What a great year for Star Wars. I'm a happy man. I know some of y'all don't like Rise of the Skywalker out there, but man, I loved it. Should have liked it. And you know what? Mandalorian kicks it out of the park. This show is amazing. There's few nitpicks I have within some of the, I would say, combat, and there's like one episode I didn't like it that much, but overall, this show you have to watch it. First of all, the characters, man, they did them right. You gotta give credit to Jon Favreau. He created this world where there's enough in it that you feel the Star Wars in it. You know, all the tropes and all that you expect from a Star Wars. But it's also different enough that it never forgets what it is, that it's part of the Star Wars universe, but it becomes its own thing. And the way the Mandalorian, the character is handled, it's very well done. That character arc from where we see him first, of this guy who doesn't say much, it's right to the point. You don't see his face, never takes his mask off or his helmet off. But there's so much emotion in the way the characters around him and the way he's handled. You never feel bored. You never, and it's kind of similar to if any of y'all seen Dread, not the Sylvester Stallone movie, the remake, and this is that. The show is rugged. The combat, the way it's filmed, it's not this perfect assassin. That's also right there. It's a big positive the way it's handled, but there's one nitpick, and it might be just me. So, without spoiling the story itself, in the first episode, he's actually shown as this kind of perfectionist. And I don't know if it was the change of the directors or kind of different directors handling different episodes, but at some point I was like, the way they portrayed him and his combat style in the first episode, he was right to the point. He didn't miss. He was, you can even say like he's very well executed in his combat. The rest of the episodes, or at least some of the episodes, his combat is handled very different. So that was, I noticed it, and if some of y'all notices, let me know. But it just popped out to me, you know. So I was like, okay, he was really this perfectionist, and now he's not. So I don't know what they were going for, but it still works. It's just the change it noticed. But from there on, as the episodes went on, that was his style. But then he kind of reverted back to his kind of like perfectionist, one shot, one kill towards the end. So it was like, okay, so that change, it popped out, and there's one episode that I think was just not well handled. Now, towards the end of that episode, it actually leaves you with a big surprise, and the context of that episode is actually also neat. It's just that he actually joins up with another bounty hunter, and I just didn't like that character for some reason. The way I guess it was acting, the way it was portrayed, it just didn't stand out. But other than that, uh, all the characters that they introduce, at first they're kind of introduced per episode. So if you see one character in one episode, that you feel like it's done. But towards the end of it, all these characters kind of come into play, and the story really concludes in a way that it's not always setting up. Throughout the season, you see some elements of that they're trying to set up for season 2, but it's not in your face. They do a very well job of staying to the point of what this story they're trying to tell. And yes, they do leave off these elements that you can tell that they'll follow in season 2, but it's never to the point that it takes away from what this season has to be. And man, they really did Star Wars well overall. It's a completely different thing from what the movies are, and I'm not saying the movies are bad. I like the movies, but you can tell, like, while they were kind of finishing off their Skywalker saga, they were also preparing for the future. So, to the people who thought, like, oh, Disney doesn't know what they're doing, they don't know Star Wars. Man, they know Star Wars. So, whatever you think of the Skywalker saga, well, it's done. We can let it rest. I really think this is the future. If they build upon this, and if they build from there on, learn from this, and the next few movies are the way, like, are handled the way this show is handled, we're in for a ride. And I'm gonna also tell the people who love Rogue One, you're definitely gonna love this show. It's that kind of a Star Wars. It's away from all the Jedi. It's away from all the lightsabers. It's very down to earth. It's grounded. Even though, yeah, it's set in the Star Wars universe, but it feels very grounded, and I think that's its strength, that it's able to portray these characters. And even with these some of the characters are not there throughout all the episodes, they were able to tell a lot of the story through the dialogue. The dialogue is very well written, and I think that adds to how to make this show into just not just a good show, but an excellent show. So yeah, just a few nitpicks that I had. Just the combat style was, sometimes he's very good and sometimes very different. And some of the things, look, you all know Baby Yoda. It's not a spoiler at this point. Sometimes some of the decisions that he takes, it's like, you'll watch and you'll probably notice it, that, and they can probably improve on this in the next season. I understand what they were going for, that he does not know how to take care of a child, so it's understandable, but sometimes it's like some things were common sense, and I'll let you experience it. But yeah, sometimes the decisions that he took, I was like, even a normal person, just, a regular person would be like, I shouldn't do that. So that, and then that one episode with the second bounty, where he teams up with the second bounty hunter, his just arc and the way he was done, I think they should have went for something different. What he was trying to do with his character, with all bossy and all, just didn't work for me. I really just hated that character. So even with these nitpicks, I'm gonna give this show a 10 out of 10. Man, this was some good Star Wars. The moment I finished it, I'm like, I need to go back and watch it again. You always, when you watch it the second time, you catch these Easter eggs and all. So I need to go back and watch it, and it really sets up some big things for the second season. And I can't wait for next fall. They already announced it. It's coming out next fall, 2020, and I can't wait. So yeah, go watch it. If you don't have Disney Plus and if you were waiting for it, this is it. Go watch it. It's worth every penny. This was amazing Star Wars, and it's a great addition to the Star Wars universe. So yeah, that'll be my review. So I would say thanks for watching, y'all, and again, like, dislike, comment, subscribe, let me know how I'm doing. And with that, thanks for watching, and I will see y'all later.